We are recording, so officially. Hello, everyone. It's now my pleasure to introduce, say hello to all of you here as we join, as we start here the series of webinars in STEAM4Climate project. And just a few words about the project. We are a group of various people. Some of us are scientists, teachers, educators, or activists, and we have a shared goal to create a project-based climate education. That's our target. You see here that we are coming from Poland, Germany, France, and Greece, and together with associated partners, we are since the end of the previous year the end of 2023, developing the curriculum about the science education. And to just give you a context, what exactly are we going to discuss today, I want to show you that we started with so-called STEAM curriculum. So this is basically a handbook that you can find online on our website. And this is like the content about the pedagogical approach and the content referring to the climate education. But then we started to develop the next part, which is called toolkit, which means it's 5 scenarios with the project-based approach. And now within the teacher training, we are now sharing what we did. So stationary, we run trainings in Poland, Greece, and Germany. And now we are meeting here to show you what we did within the project, to hear from you. And then after the summer holidays, we are going to run pilots in some high schools. So if you have time to go to our website and check for this PDF, you will find the handbook for teachers, and you can check why we made the decisions in a way we did. So why, for example, we adopted this approach of low floor, high ceiling. So whatever we do, we try to keep it simple so all students can easily jump into the topic. But if we have advanced students, they cannot be bored. Always there is an option to make things a bit more advanced and complicated. But within this handbook, the 5 key challenges around the climate education that we identify that should be or could be introduced in the classroom are energy production, sustainable housing, biodiversity, effects on higher temperature on the human body, and sustainable food. And we assume that there is enough content in the internet. If you just want to read about it, we don't need to produce more. But what we did, we presented to you as a teachers activities. So how to show those, how to introduce those topics in the classroom. So they are not lectures, but experiments or interactive instruments or virtual galleries. So depending on your situation, you can choose whatever fits your needs. But then moving to this practical part, the toolbox consists of these 5 sets, and today Thomas is going to present you one of those scenarios. Just still as an introduction, I want to show you who actually we are meeting with, and I see that people that filled the registration form come from all of subjects. So I see that we have a lot of chemistry teachers and also biology teachers. This is really welcoming, because I'm a physicist and physics teacher, and usually I reach to physics teachers. So I'm super happy that we are broadening now the audience, and because especially that we did whatever we can to make the projects interdisciplinary. And secondly, we are covering huge part of Europe now, because the participants in those webinars are coming from not only from the countries partner, the countries of the consortium, but I found also Romania, Malta, Croatia, Slovakia, Italy, Belarus, Portugal. So we are happy that it's becoming really like pan-European project. So not to make it any longer, I'm heading over this meeting to Thomas, who is a teacher in Germany, and as I hope you've seen that slide while we were advertising, he is going to discuss the things related to influence of high temperature on a human body. So that's it from my side now. Yeah, let's stop sharing. And now I believe Thomas is going to show us a lot of things. And if you have any questions, please, there is a chat in this line above, and there is also Q&A section. So I suggest to let Thomas focus on his work, and all the notes simply will go through in the end. But yeah, all the answers will be answered in the end of this meeting. Okay.
Oh,
so Thomas, the floor is yours.
If anybody has a question, I'm a teacher. I'm accustomed to these kind of situations. Okay, so Dariusz, thank you very much for the introduction. Maybe I should introduce myself. So I'll take this chartboard, and my name is Thomas Joerg. I'm a teacher for chemistry, physics, and computer science here in Germany. And this is the reason why I did some work concerning nice, yes, concerning these parts of science. Okay. So let me talk a few words about why we are doing this. So I have some slides prepared. It's about 5 minutes, not longer. So the first thing is that I will give you the link to here inside the chat, the link to the website where I uploaded the materials. I will show you today, this evening. And I will share my screen now. So one moment. So, okay. So, can you see that? Okay, so I will.
Yes, we see.
Yeah, nice. So this slide you already know. It's the first of our webinar series. And you see in mainly 2 parts of experiments. And the first one I will show you is this is the measuring CO2 heating effect. So it's some kind of classic experiment, which is usually a little bit complicated, or it's not so nicely working at all. So we introduced some kind of experiment which is working probably a little bit better and more reliable inside the classroom, so that the students can fulfill it and can work with it. And the second one is the so-called wet bulb temperature, and I think it's the more important experiment we are doing today, because it's very long and it's divided into many parts. So we will start with the CO2 heating effect as soon as possible. So okay, let's talk about why we are doing this. We have some headlines from 2024. We can just add the headlines from today or this year also, but I think the numbers are talking for themselves. It's getting hotter every year, and we have to deal with it. So climate change is in full effect, and we will not turn it back. So we have to to deal with it. So what about temperatures in China? of 12th of June, it's 1 year ago, 42 degrees. Can you imagine that? So inside in Germany, we cannot imagine that, but it's getting even more worse. So in Greece and Turkey, it has been 44 degrees of Celsius, and how can people live there? So we also know that many people were dying there because the temperatures were so high that mainly, for example, the elder people are suffering of this heat, and it's just getting worse. So maybe you have in mind that we had during the Hajj in Saudi Arabia, 1,300 people died because of 52 degrees of Celsius. It's incredible. And it's not only one single point on our globe where this temperature was happening. So we also have, okay, this is the final. It's so ridiculously hot. So if you go somewhere into the desert, you can probably imagine that there is an incredibly hot, but this is in Hyderabad in Pakistan, and it's a city, and there are living millions of people, and it's 53 degrees of Celsius. And I just double checked it, and there are online databases with historical data of temperatures, and it's about the 17th of May in 2024, and now it's very, very similar. It's the same. It's about the same temperature this year again. And just remember the important sentence: this year will be the coolest summer for the rest of your lifetime. Okay, so it's getting hotter every year. And when is too much really too much? And this is the main question we are talking about this evening. Okay, so I have to go back to Natascha, jetzt kannst du mir gerade mal helfen. Jetzt, we have to share the camera, so the camera is maximized. Okay, Teilen beenden, ja. Right. Teilen, good. Yeah, okay, you can see this. No, there's nothing.
It's loading.
It's loading. No, doesn't work. So
not yet.
Not yet. So I'm just switching back to the camera, and probably we can maximize my camera. Only maximizing. Okay, then we try it again. So camera, video. Small pocket. Ja, das ist. Leute überprüfen. Okay, this one doesn't work. So it's Kamera wieder an. Okay, so we have to maximize this one. You have to maximize my screen. Probably we can you so one moment. We are trying. Okay, so Natascha, red mit mir, sag was. Geht nicht. Okay, so we have to switch here. Probably we can maximize my camera. Is it possible? So I will show you some experiments. And
Possible.
It's possible. Okay, how? Can you? How did you maximize my camera? Okay.
But you mean in the meeting, I clicked that you are in the spotlight. So now for everyone, you have the biggest screen if this is
nice. Thank you very much.
wanted.
Okay, so then you can see what I am doing. Okay, nice. So the first thing we are doing is putting together the CO2 chamber. So if we have a look at the final setup, probably we can have a look in our documents. In the document, you can see this. It's the first one. It's the document called Student Worksheet for CO2 Chamber, and we will put this experiment together and put it to work. And the first thing you need is this kind of plastic. It's where you can get something like this. It's a short radius drain pipe. It's usually put inside the walls. So it's very, very cheap. It's about €1 or €2 we have to pay in Germany. We have some second part. We have this plastic film, and we will wrap this plastic film together over the chamber. And the next one is something to mimic the sun. So it's just a simple bulb. Probably you have seen. You can get this inside from the internet, and so I think inside Europe it's usually forbidden. But if you are using it inside your lessons, I think it's okay. So they are very, very cheap. You can buy a lot of them inside the internet. Okay, it's 60 watts. 60 watt bulb. It's just for heating and for mimic the sun. So, and the next part, we need CO2. And usually we just put this on this side close and heating the chamber. And after that, we need some CO2 carbon dioxide for putting it inside here. And we will demonstrate it with a second part we're just preparing before our lesson. So probably you have seen something like this before. It's just for inflating a bicycle. So probably you can hear it. Can you hear that? It's CO2, okay? And it's very easy to use inside your lessons. So usually you see some kind of experiments with natron and citric acid or something like this. It's very complicated, and if you want to do this kind of experiments together with your students, it's getting even worse. I don't recommend it. So this one is very safe. If you have a chemistry department inside your school, but I don't guess that these kind of departments are available in every school. Then you probably have a CO2 bottle, and then it's very, very nice. But if you have to do this inside your regular lessons, and this one is the most easiest and the most safe part. And inside these kind of inflators, there are 16 grams. So you can buy this, for example, at Amazon. Probably you have seen something like this. Okay, I will put it together. So, okay, just open the window. Kannst du das Fenster aufmachen, bitte? So, pause. Just want to show how easy it is to put it quickly together. So this one is the old one, and just put the new one on top of it, and that's it. And then you can start. Okay. We just take our plastic film and put it above here and just close it. And after that, we take the second part and take another rubber and take and that's it. And it's the nearly complete setup. And now you only need to have some thermometer. And I just bought some digital thermometer, which is very cheap. You can buy this one at, for example, Amazon for about 1 or 2 euros. And the main part is that it has a sensor. You can see this here. It's a probe with a cable, and this is the thermometer. That's the main. That's how it's look like. Now, so and everything I'm doing now is that I'm putting this one inside my chamber, and ta-da! Begin to heat. But one part, very important, if you are getting too near, it will melt. So some students of mine just tried to make the chamber very, very hot. It's not necessary. So you have to wait for about 10 minutes. And after that, it's getting some kind of equilibrium. It will raise about to 38 to 39 degrees. If you are getting too near, you can start all over again because everything is melting here. Okay, so it's usually a regular 60-watt bulb, so that your students will not burn themselves with their hands. So it's safe for them to use it. Okay, and now we have to wait for about. Okay, there is another one. Hineinlassen. Yep. Hineinlassen. Oh, hello. We just started, but not. It's not so important. So you missed not. You don't miss so much. So you can follow it. I think very easily. Okay, and now no, we don't have the time to wait 10 minutes because we just turn around and have a look at the prepared experiment. And then we will fill it with CO2 and we'll look what happens. Okay. Can you see? Yeah. So this one is about heating about I think 1 hour. Usually it's taking about 10 minutes or so. And Natalia, could you please get the camera and just have a look here? So I cannot read it. Okay. We have, can you read it? It's about 40 degrees, 40.8 degrees. Okay. And it will not heat anymore. So it's in perfect thermal equilibrium. And then we want to exchange the air inside this chamber with CO2. You have to put it. Oh, okay, it's very warm. I see. Put this here. Oops. Usually you have some students who can help you, and usually you need 2 hands. Okay, and that's all. And now I'm closing it again. Ja, mach die Kamera vielleicht fest. Dann kann schnell. Okay, so we fix the camera, and then we do it together with 2 hands again. Okay, so we just, yep, okay, und nochmal, and once again. So it's your turn. Rein damit, ja, und aufmachen. Ja, einfach weiter drehen. Ja, Nice, that's it. Thank you. Raus damit. Und jetzt zweite Hand. Okay. So the main one important part is that we have to put the chamber exactly where it was before. So we just marked here with 2 stripes and can perfectly deposit it where it has been. And now we already can see where we are now. Can you make a zoom? So temperature is also already rising. Okay. Can you read it? Ah, yes. Now you can read it. No. Okay. Ja. Nach unten.
Ja.
Nach unten.
I managed to read 42.1.
Okay, so that's it. If it works, don't touch it. Okay, it's about 42 degrees, 0.1. Okay, and before it was 40 degrees, 0.8. So it's always rising about 1 degree, 1.3 degrees, I guess. Okay. So if we have a look on the documents. So, okay. Intro, but the student's worksheet with a CO2 chamber. I just took some here. Yeah, I did the lesson together with 4 groups, and it was the temperature before and after, and it's about 1 to 2 degrees of temperature difference. It's not so much, but you can measure it. It's measurable, and it's measurable reliably. So don't expect any kind of miracle or something like that, but it works like this. Now it's about 1 to 1.5 degrees, at maximum 2 degrees, but you can measure it. Okay. Time beenden. So, das ist wieder die Kamera. So this one was the first experiment. Usually you do you need about 1 and 1.5 hours for this for the students. It's a very rapid, a fast setup. No, it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. Yeah, it's a very fast setup, and this is. Do you have any questions concerning this one? Okay, so some kind of theory, a little bit, only a little bit of theory. So can you put the camera please a little bit nearer? Ja, einfach nehmen, ja genau, more. Yeah, okay. So why is this happening? So as physics teachers, we know that if this is our Earth, then there will be light from the sun, and it's called short wavelength. And short wavelength. And if it hits the ground, it is converted to heat. So it's absorbed. Absorbance. And converting to heat. Does somebody want to join us? Yeah, okay. Just let her in. Hello, nice to meet you. So we already started, but not so important. Okay. But what is the role of CO2 here? No role. So because short wavelength is invisible for CO2. Invisible for CO2. But if this one, if our Earth is getting warmer, it will radiate back into the universe again, but this time it is long wavelength. And this time it is absorbed by CO2. And the CO2 is some kind of it doesn't let the heat, the energy out, so it saves them for inside our air and makes some conservation of it. And that's the reason why we have this greenhouse effect. So I don't think that it is much more easier than this one to explain it to even, for example, younger students. And the big difference is the invisibility of short wavelength for CO2, and the long wavelength can be absorbed. And this is the reason why our Earth is heating. Okay, and it is heating to very hot temperatures, as we did see inside the newspapers, to about incredible 53 degrees of Celsius, which cannot be imagined. And I don't know how somebody can survive in under such circumstances. So, but where is the limit? Where is the limit? And this leads us to the next experiment. So, if it is getting warmer, we usually are sweating. If your sweat is evaporating, and with this evaporation, you usually have something called latent heat. Latent heat, and we call it in Germany, so that much of energy is transported together with the heat from our skin into the air. And this is the main reason why we can survive in an environment which is warmer than our body temperature. But can you measure this? And this is the next experiment we will do. Yes, of course, we can measure this. And we now come to the wet bulb temperature. Okay. So next experiment. So we need here. Yes, thank you. I will remove this. Put this away. And get the next experiments. It looks a little bit more complicated, but this one we were doing with many students, and the setup is very easy. So the first one is just to let the students feel what is wet bulb effect or evaporating effect, cooling effect. So during the pandemic, we were using disinfectant. It's called isopropanol. Isopropanol, as a chemist, it's this one. It's harmless. Probably you can even drink it, but I do not recommend it. So, but it's not very dangerous to put it onto your skin. But what will happen if you do this? So you can see some kind of, you can feel some kind of cooling effect. And I will demonstrate it. But of course, you cannot see what is cool if my hand is cooling down. The students can feel it. But we can measure it with a thermographic camera I prepared here. Thank you, Dariusz, for that brilliant idea. I do it every time in my lessons. Okay.
And sorry, just for the people I joined that just joined, I just summarized what Thomas already did. So yeah, let's continue. If you want to catch up, you can read.
All right. So we will have a look what I'm doing here and what my students are regularly doing here and what the thermographic camera will show. So you see this? Okay, this is a regular hand. Okay. All right. And now I will put some isopropanol onto my hand. And if the demonstration will not work, I just prepared some other chemicals, pentane, but you usually have it inside the chemistry laboratory and it works even better. But isopropanol, I think everybody has at home. Okay, so just a few drops, not so much. And now I have a look if we. Can you see it? It's a little blue dot on my hand. Okay, it's but I think we can make it even better, just for demonstration purposes. So students usually are wondering what is happening, which is very important in any kind of lessons, especially the in natural sciences. But this one is the best one. This one is the best one you can get. It's pentane. Okay. If you use pentane, you can go down to about minus 10 degrees. Okay, this is something completely different. Okay. Can you see this? It's a ups. Zieh's mal dahin, wo es, ja, genau. Okay, you can see it very, very clearly where the temperature of my skin is. Nimmst du's? Yeah, okay. Then we can repeat it again once more. Okay. It's nice. And this is the first thing. Thank you very much. And this is the first thing the students will get to know inside the lessons, that if you are sweating, the sweat will cool your body down. But if you want to measure it, you have to introduce some physical experiments. And there are some, I prepared two different types, depending on what you have inside your school. So this one or this one. So what is the difference? The difference is only this one is an old school analog thermometer, two thermometers, and it's a nice and clean setup, but I don't like it so much because it's glass and glass can break. And usually students are breaking a lot of these kind of glasses. If you ever did some kind of experiments with your students together. And this one, I think it's better because it's the same type of electronic thermometer than we used inside our CO2 chamber. Okay, it's exactly the same. So you only need 2 of them. But because I'm also old school, we will begin with this one. So what we have to do is to look at the difference between the temperature here on one side and the other side when we are doing the wet bulb effect of the evaporating effect. Okay, so Taschentücher haben wir jetzt keine, ja? No, it's not schlimm. So we have some kind of cotton. Oh yeah, okay, that's also okay. So some kind of cotton. And this one is now usually for putting together some plastic bags. So there is you can make knots with it. So I take this one and put it around the thermometer. If you are buying these kind of things, you can buy this. It's called a so-called psychrometer. It's a very strange thing how that it is called psychrometer, and that's all. And probably you can see where we start with our temperature. So here we have 22 or 23 degrees. I don't know. Can we see that? Yeah, 25, and here also 25. Okay, and now let's start cooling down. Only putting, in this case, pentane on the thermometer and nothing else. Now, can we see here something? No. Noch nicht. Dauert noch. Takes a moment. Okay.
Oh, it's slightly lower.
Slightly lower.
It was 21.
It was 20. Okay.
Sorry,
25.
25.
22.
Okay. Of course, we can accelerate it because we are physics teachers or chemistry teachers with this kind of thing, ventilator. I'm cooling both of them now. Okay. What about the temperature here? I just put it close together. Yeah. Yeah, you can see it clearly now. Okay. Cool. Nice. Now it's about 10 degrees. Yeah. So the best temperature difference which my students could achieve was about 20 to 25 degrees of Celsius as a temperature difference. It's a very huge effect. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much. And I think it's a very easy setup. So if you prepare it with your students, you only need to have many of these thermometers. But if you have enough of them, maybe 2 or 3 students can to work together in a group. Okay, so just put it back and just to give the second setup a chance. So we for the next one we are trying to use the electronic thermometers. Okay. So what's next? So what is the wet bulb effect? The wet bulb effect is the maximum temperature we can achieve by evaporating sweat. So it depends on what? It depends on the temperature around us. The higher the temperature, in even higher the temperature we can reduce. But there is also a second part. If the humidity, the relative humidity in the air is very high, then it's not possible to sweat because all of the air is saturated already with humidity. And if your body will try to sweat, it is not possible anymore. And that's the main reason why there is no cooling effect anymore. Okay, so just to write it to write the principle down. Right. Bulk temperature. The first part is air temperature. And the second part is relative humidity. So the higher the temperature, the air temperature, the higher the wet bulk temperature, and the higher the relative humidity it's quite the same. So why does it matter? So and how to calculate it? So the formula to calculate it is very complicated, and it's a kind of empiric formula. You don't have to know it, but many people who are, for example, building refrigerators or something like this are using this kind of formula every day. So I made an app which can demonstrate this to our students. Okay, so I will show it to you because I prepared it. I will share my screen again. And we have this one. Yeah. Das sieht man, ne? Okay, wet bulk calculator. So if I have an air temperature of about 30 degrees of Celsius and about 40% relative humidity, sweating can cool my body down to a maximum of 20.4 degrees of Celsius. This is safe, nothing special. That's okay. If I'm going up with the relative humidity, I think it's getting worse more and more. If you have ever been, for example, to Southeast Asia, where the forest is very, where the humidity is very, very high. We had about half a year ago, we went to Singapore and we went for a journey inside the forest, and it was so incredible. It was not possible to breathe anymore because the humidity was so high that your sweat was you are sweating was incredible. And probably you have made some experience after it stopped to rain. When it stops raining, and then the relative humidity inside the air is also very high. And if then the sun is coming out and it's getting warm, it's nearly impossible to go outside. And where is the limit? So when it is nothing but not possible anymore to live under such a kind of circumstances. So I just you see here a danger zone, And if the wet bulb temperature is about, okay, where does it start? So it's starting at about 31 degrees of Celsius, and it's probably dangerous because our body needs to cool down. But it is not, if it is not possible to cool down, then the body will overheat. And if the body overheats, then you will break down and probably lose your life, like these 1,300 people in the Hajj last year, for example. Okay, so just to give you some kind of idea, which are some critical couples. So 40 degrees of Celsius, which we have already have inside of Europe very often, and about 50% of relative humidity, and things are getting dangerous. The only thing you can do then is to go inside a house and stay calm and just stop moving. And this is the only thing you can do. So if we have some kind of circumstances like in here in Rabat, we have 43 degrees of Celsius, and oh wow, okay, and about 19% of relative humidity. If the thing, if we have 20% of relative humidity at 53 degrees of Celsius, you cannot live anymore. And this is the reason why in these regions on our globe, people cannot live anymore. So we are inside here in the city called Pforzheim. And in Pforzheim, we have many people from outside Germany, which are joining our lessons here. And some students of mine were telling me that they are coming from the southern part of the Turkey, and there have been some villages which are abandoned now because it is the temperatures are so high that there cannot it's not possible to live anymore. And so this kind of problem is real. And it's nothing theoretically. So I think, or we think, that we have to prepare our students for these kind of scenarios. So just to make the things a little bit clearer, what is meant with how the body behaves. We have oh, this is wrong one. Nope. I take the next one, the student worksheet for the wet bulb temperature, and we are going here. Yes, this one. So this is a picture of the heat inside, or the warmth inside our body. So we have the core temperature. It's about 37 degrees of Celsius. Everybody knows that. But our body is producing heat every second, every time. So it needs to get rid of this heat. And for this reason, we need the body needs to have a temperature gradient from inside the body to the skin of the body. And the skin of the body must not be at a higher temperature than 31 degrees. This is the surface, the maximum allowed surface temperature a human can afford. And in this combination, this is the most important part. If our wet bulb temperature is higher than this maximum allowed skin temperature of the human body, it's not possible to live anymore under such circumstances. And I think this is something. So I'm something that the students remember very well. So I'm doing this kind of lessons for about 2 or 3 years until now, and this is one thing I can clearly remember, that that students can reproduce this kind of knowledge very, very good, because they just know that it's their concern. It's important to know that. But usually it's not introduced into the physics lesson regularly. So we think that it is crucial to do that. Okay. So this is the theoretical background, and we have this little app here. And just to have a look at what the students like, for my surprise, very much, is, I don't know why, but they like this kind of table very much. So you have relative humidity here, and you have air temperature here, and you can read this kind of wet bulb temperature here. So if we just 53 degrees of Celsius and 20% relative humidity, it should be about 31.5 at the wet bulb temperature. So we have 52 to 50, and we have 30%. Okay. So yeah, we are about here. So these are the exact numbers we also have in our app. And if my students are doing, for example, their class exams, they are also using this kind of tables. I don't know why, but they like it very much, and everybody is able to use them. It looks complicated, but actually it's not. Okay, that's it. So I will show you the next experiment. Ich muss zurück, das Teil beenden. So, okay. Next experiment, where we can measure this. Not quantitatively, but qualitatively. So we are doing the same experiment than before, but in the first one, we will put this into air, and the second one, we will put it into a flask. And therefore, the relative humidity will inside this flask, will become very high, and here it's not. And then we can we'll have a look at the difference of the temperature. Okay, of the cooling temperature. So, all right. I put this inside here, and this one we are keeping in the air. So what are the temperatures? Can you see that? I do not see it. 23.6 and this 23.4. It's not too bad. Okay, and they are now showing quite the same. All right. And now I will do some things a little bit more easy, and just take a simple handkerchief. Of course, cotton is also possible, but this one is, I think, a little bit more easy. All right. Just to make equal chances. Oh, too much. Okay. Okay. That's it. That's the first one. And here comes the second one. students are liking this kind of parts very much. They are asking always if they can take some of them with them at home. I don't know why, but I think it's why, because it's golden. Okay, so, and the main trick is just to saturate with humidity inside here. So I put a little bit of cotton, and after that I will saturate. Okay, das sieht man. Ja. So. All right. And not to forget, this must also be wet. Right. But how to get this close? Just use simple clay. That's all. Usually you can leave this open because the evaporating cooling agent is heavier than air. But just to keep things safe, this is simple clay, and I will close my Erlenmeyer flask using this simple clay. So okay, that's enough. And we have to cool this one also. All right. Ta-da.
Meanwhile, I can add that I saw that the temperature was dropping and dropping and dropping, and in the moment when you close it, the thermometer stopped dropping immediately.
Okay. Then you can, then we have already observed what was important. 10 degrees. Okay, I can see the 9, 8. I like this experiment very much. Okay, 4 degrees. And the other one is just raising again. Okay. So what have we learned with this experiment? Inside the Erlenmeyer flask, we have a saturated with a saturated atmosphere with high humidity. And for the thermometer, it's not possible to sweat anymore, to evaporate the cooling agent, and therefore no cooling is happening anymore. This is the same that as well we would try to sweat or to cool our body down if we are inside a 80 or 90% relative humidity atmosphere. You cannot sweat anymore. Has anybody been, for example, to some country like Japan? So usually they have about 85 to 90% of relative humidity, and it's absolutely ridiculous to go there inside the summer holidays because we are not Europeans will probably be it's not able to survive under such atmosphere. Okay, so minus, it's a minus. Have you seen that? It's minus 2 degrees. Minus 5, minus 5. Okay. Just to repeat it, I was using this one. Okay. It's usually part of modern refrigerators. But the downside of this one is it's highly flammable. This is the reason why we opened the window. Natalia, would you please show the open window? So, okay. Okay, that's it. These are the main physics experiments I would like to show you. But after that, what can we do? what can we do with this kind of knowledge? Okay, if we are outside and we are knowing that the weather is getting hot, we need to protect ourselves. But there are many people who cannot protect themselves. For example, the small ones, the small children, because it's too complicated to understand that, and the elderly. And the elderly people, what shall we do inside our school? So there are some younger students who are not able to protect themselves, and so we have to take care for them. And this is the reason why we should probably make some kind of alarm clock or something like this, some kind of weather station. So then we can, for example, measure when temperature and relative humidity in combination are getting dangerous. And this is the reason why we are doing after these kind of lessons some experiments with microcontrollers to build some basic weather stations to make this kind of alarm. All right. So now for the last part. So we have seen now in summary 4 experiments, physics experiments. Now we are getting into the electronic parts. And to keep things straight and easy, I prepared some parts for you. And I just introduce the 2 setups we are using inside our school. And students are having a lot of fun with it. If you have ever seen it, I really can recommend it. Just come a little bit nearer so that. Have you ever seen this little companion? It's a microbit. It's a microbit. It's a perfect companion for teaching computer science. I really can recommend it. And it's inside the United Kingdom. Every child has some kind of this microcontroller for learning. But below you see this one. It's an add-on. It's some kind of extension, and this is extension. You will find this extension inside your documents. It's a air quality board, and you can program it very easily. And on this air quality board, there is a CO2 measuring, temperature measuring, a relative humidity measuring, and some parts more. And this is all we need to do a weather station experiment. So if we are trying to teach this kind of microbit, it takes, for example, 1 or 2 weeks until you get there. There is another, I think, a little bit more easy setup, which is not so expensive like this one. So inside for the microbit, you pay about 18 euros, and for the Keytronic weather station, you pay about 40 or 50 euros. It's a little bit expensive. I know, but some nice part here. It's powered with batteries, so you can put it anywhere, and it can measure all time. This one, this is a very common SHT22 humidity and temperature sensor. It's really used very often in the industry, and there is also some nice extension for the microbit that you can power it very easily. So I will show you both of them. Okay, there is this app web bulk calculator open source? Of course it is. Yes. So Erasmus project paid for it, and even the German government paid for it, because I am a teacher of the German government, and everything I'm producing is of course every time open source. So if you would like to, I will show you what my students who are able to do some programming usually do. If you're going to the Seitenquelltext anzeigen web bulb. So it's was programmed with P5.js. Probably some computer science teacher knows. And here is the source code. You can copy it and use it wherever you want, and no problem. Okay. It's and the next part is this one. Ta-da! And this one. So I prepared because it's the two shots for this evening. Oh, nope, Kitonic, this one. Yeah. I give you the links, copy and put it inside the chat. You also have it as a QR code inside the document. This one and this one. Okay. Yeah. The second one, I prepared some programming. All right. And we will hopefully we will put this one to work. Oh no, just start with this one because this is also nice. It's the cheaper one with a DHT22. Right. Just plug. Yeah. Just plug microbit inside the computer. Ta-dam! Go onto the website and code bearbeiten. Okay, it's in German. Sorry for that, but if you are opening it, I think I guess that you can see it in English. All right, code bearbeiten. So you need to introduce two extensions. The DHT22 extension. The extensions you can get here above, and the 128 cross 64 display. And if we try to download it, okay, I just tested it 1 hour before the webinar started, so this is the main reason why it is working now seamlessly. Usually, yep. All right. So you can see that, is it? Yeah. Okay, can you see it? All right. So I just remove it. So, and show you again, what you have to do to put the things to work. All right. Besprechungsfenster maximieren, Teilen beenden. I don't know if you have experience with a microbit, but I will start, for example, a little bit from the beginning, just to make it some small introduction for it. So just come, just a plug. I take the other side of my computer and plug it into your computer. All right. So and after that, we can connect it to this part. You will also find inside the document, inside the parts list. And for what is it good? So if you see here, these are the connections for the any electronic devices, and it's very hard to use them. It's possible, but it's not very comfortable. So people thought about it and just introduced this kind of board. Then you can connect any kind of electronics to it. And if you ever have seen this kind of breadboard, you can put many parts, electronic parts onto it, and make very nice experiments with it. So I really can recommend this one. Okay, but if we want to put this to work, just have a look at Thailand, at what I'm doing now. I'm doing something new. Makecode.microbit.org. Just close this and start from the beginning. Makecode.microbit.org. Okay, so that's inside the cache. So, neues Projekt. S4C webinar. Okay. All right. And now it tries to connect. It's time start. Zeige LEDs. And I will show a simple cross. That's all. Right. That's it. And I can duplicate it and just put it. Maybe it's much more nice to put a little heart. Yes. Okay. And just download it, and that's all. And what you have seen for my with a program I prepared is some kind of complicated programming. Okay, you can see the heart, and I just exchange it to, for example, what shall we do? Yo, a smiley. Why not? Ta-da! Okay. I think as a little demonstration that it is very easy to use, but to introduce the whole program, I think it would be a little bit too much. But I just want to encourage you just to make some experiments with it, because your students will love this kind of microbit. It's a very nice piece of electronics. I really can recommend it. So we have 19 o'clock and 22 minutes, and I think times are over, and we should probably go to our discussion. Okay, and I would like to answer some question if you have some questions.
Yes, so thank you, Thomas, very much. And I agree that microbit is also wonderful. Within this project, I learned that there is this piece, and now I can stop using it because it's really, really fun. To all of you, I granted all of you permission, and you can turn on your camera and microphone if you wish to ask any question, or you can also use the Q&A button up there, or you can simply type on the chat as you wish, if there are any questions.
Yeah.
Svetlana, yes.
Svetlana.
So, hello. Thank you so much for your presentation. It's absolutely amazing. I liked it very much. And I wanted to say one thing. It's maybe not a question, but from the experience, I attended Dariusz's presentation,
stationary
seminar,
training for teachers.
Stationary training, yes. And during this training, for this wet bulb temperature experiment, I think acetone was used, yes. And you can maybe comment about this something, but what I can comment that with this electronic thermometer, it appeared that if teachers or students will put too much acetone for a long time, it dissolves this like rubber cover, and some thermometers unfortunately were a little bit like dissolved. So yes, but that was in a without windows room, so it was difficult to close windows and to to put air, to use this kind of pentane that you mentioned. So yes. Yeah, so that's more not question, but topic for thinking.
One clear recommendation of mine for the touch of the skin, just use isopropanol, 2-propanol, isopropanol, because it's regular used disinfectant. We used it, everybody used it during the pandemic. You found it everywhere, and every medic is using it every day. So it's a everyday chemical. If you want to achieve, for example, -5 degrees that we did see here, I would recommend the pentane, because the cooling effect of pentane is here. The cooling effect of pentane is much more, much higher than from isopropanol. So I think it's from a safety kind of from a safety point, it's not so skin safe than isopropanol. So for these kind of experiments, off skin you can use pentane, and on skin you can use isopropanol. Does this answer your question? So acetone has some special problems because it usually it dissolves some many kinds of plastics, and you will get probably Dariusz, you can show your flask.
Yes, exactly. I was really happy to use acetone because the cooling effect, as far as I tested, is the strongest, but that's the cause that when you have a plastic flask, then probably you can see how destroyed this is, and as Svetlana said, this plastic around the thermometers, when people were not cautious enough and were not just putting the cotton around the metal, but some of it was touching the plastic, part of the plastic simply dissolved. So yeah, if I were to run a demonstration, I would still use acetone for a huge effect, but if I were to give it to people, I totally agree that then the pentane is safer, simply for the equipment and for the people.
Yeah, I don't know what will happen with acetone if we have this digital thermometer and the cable. I don't know.
Exactly, that's what I'm referring to. Simply this, because we use this digital ones, and this when the end was wrapped in this acetone-filled cloth, when it was too much, then the plastic simply melt a bit. Or sorry, not melt, but yeah, dissolved.
Not so good.
Yeah, again, maybe acetone for demonstration or video, but for class use, definitely this what you mentioned.
Okay. Any questions? Right, I think it was very much input. I hope you learned a little bit, and I hope you enjoyed the show, and probably get some inspiration what you can, for example, teach your students the next time in your lessons.
Yes, so thank you once again. Thank you, Thomas, for your show, and then thank you all of you for participating. And that was just the first out of the 4 webinars we are planning in June. So I hope to see you next week when I'm going to run the webinar, and I'm going to resend the invitation to be sure everyone knows about the meeting. Meanwhile, if you have any questions or doubts or whatever, please do not hesitate to contact us. And as Thomas said, because we are operating under Erasmus Plus program, then everything is available. So on our website, you can find the materials. So thank you very much once again, and have a lovely afternoon.
Yes.
Okay.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Okay, then I will stop the recording. Okay, you stop the recording.